All right, in this video, I'm going to talk about additive inverses and multiplicative inverses. But before I do, I have to take a second and talk to you guys about what the additive identity is and what the multiplicative identity is. So for additive identity, we're looking for things that I can add to numbers and get the same number back. So if I add it to 5, I get 5 back. If I add it to x, I get x back. If I add it to 14z, I get 14z back. So the additive identity is the number 0. The multiplicative identity, I'm looking for numbers that if I multiply by them, I get the same number back. So if I multiply 5 by this number, I'll get 5. If I multiply x by this number, I'll get x. If I multiply 14z by this number, I'll get 14z. The multiplicative identity is 1. So if we're talking about the inverses, the inverses for the additive inverses are things that you can add together to get 0. And for the multiplicative inverse, sorry, that was a weird way of saying it. For the multiplicative inverse, there are things I can multiply together to get 1. All right? So these we also call opposites. And this is also called taking the reciprocal. And this is what the lesson was on today. So let's do some example problems. We're going to find the sum in simplest form. The additive inverse of 8b, which is negative 8b, because that's the opposite. And we're going to add that to 2 plus 8b. Okay, let's combine like terms. I have negative 8b and positive 8b. Since those are additive inverses, or opposites, they add up to 0. So I'm left with 2. Next, the opposite of 3b, which is negative 3b, and the opposite of 8 minus 3b. So let's see. We have to take this a term at a time. The opposite of 8 is negative 8. The opposite of negative 3b is positive 3b. And I'm finding the sum of these two expressions together. So let's see, I have negative 8b and positive 3b. Those are additive inverses, or opposites, so they add up to 0. And I'm left with positive negative 8, or just negative 8. All right, now let's go into multiplicative inverses. Find the product in simplest form. The multiplicative inverse of 1 over 5m times 1 over 5m minus 1/5. Now the multiplicative inverse is the same thing as the reciprocal. And for the reciprocal, you take the numerator and the denominator and you switch them. So instead of 1 over 5m, I'm going to have 5m over 1. And I'm going to multiply that by 1 over 5m minus 1/5. So let's do this one at a time because I need to distribute. If I multiply 5m over 1 over 5m, I get 5m over 5m, which is just 1. And if I multiply 5m over 1 times negative 1/5, these 5's cancel out, simplify I should say, and I'm left with minus m. So the answer would be 1 minus m. All right, I hope this was helpful. Please see me if you have any questions.